Hey there, let's play the Countryle for December 27th. Yes, it is the 27th. I had to double check. I lost all track of time. I kept thinking yesterday was the 28th, which it most certainly was not. Anyway, yesterday's answer was Nepal, and when I was doing the research on Nepal, I realized I know almost nothing about it, so I learned a lot in the past few minutes, and so will you. So, the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal is a landlocked country in South Asia, mainly situated in the Himalayas. It borders Tibet and India. Nepal has a diverse geography, including fertile plains, forested hills, and 8 of the world's 10 tallest mountains, including Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth. Its population is about 30 million, and its capital is Kathmandu. Humans arrived on the Indian subcontinent at least 55,000 years ago. The earliest inhabitants of Nepal are believed to be people from the Indus Valley civilization that arose approximately 8 to 9,000 years ago. Nepal is mentioned in various Hindu texts from the Vedic period. Around 600 BCE, small kingdoms and confederations of clans arose in the southern regions of Nepal. Gautama Buddha, founder of Buddhism, was born in the Shakya polity of modern-day Nepal. In the 11th century CE, an empire of the Khaz people emerged in western Nepal. By the 14th century, the empire had splintered into 22 states. Their language, which eventually came to be called Nepali, became the lingua franca of Nepal and much of northeast India. Southern Nepal was under Muslim rule from about the 11th to 14th centuries. By the middle of the 15th century, Kathmandu had become a powerful empire. In the mid-18th century, a Gorkha king, Prithvi Narayan Shah, put together what would become present-day Nepal. Wars with China and the British occurred in the 18th and early 19th centuries. Eventually, the Rana dynasty emerged in the mid-19th century. Jung Bahadur Rana became king. The Ranas were pro-British and ruled in an autocratic manner. While the Hindu practice of sati, in which a widow sacrificed herself on the funeral pyre of her husband, was banned in 1919 and slavery was officially abolished in 1924, Rana rule was marked by tyranny, debauchery, economic exploitation, and religious persecution. In the 1940s, the Rana regime was toppled by pro-democratic movements, and a parliamentary democracy was established with King Mahendra at the head. He ruled from 1955 to 1972. In 1960, he scrapped the democratic experiment and established a partyless system. His rule modernized the country, but curtailed liberties and imposed heavy censorship. In the 1990s, the People's Movement forced his successor, King Birendra, to accept constitutional reforms and establish multi-party democracy. A civil war began in 1996 between supporters of the royal parliamentary system and the Maoist party, which wanted to replace it with a People's Republic. The king and crown prince were massacred in 2001, and King Birendra's brother, Gyarendra, inherited the throne. He assumed full executive powers, aiming to quash the Maoist insurgency. In a peaceful democratic revolution in 2006, Nepal became a secular state, and on May 28, 2008, it was declared a federal republic. A new constitution was enacted on September 20, 2015, making Nepal a federal democratic republic divided into 7 provinces. Nepal has 5 climatic zones, tropical and subtropical, which lie at the lowest elevations, temperate zones higher up, cold zones, subarctic zones, and the Arctic zone above 4,400 meters. And Nepal has a great deal of biodiversity. Nepal is currently a parliamentary republic with a multi-party system. Its current president is Bidya Devi Bhandari, and its prime minister is Kamal Dahal. Nepal's constitution defines it as having a multi-ethnic, multilingual, multi-religious, and multicultural characteristics. Tourism is one of the largest and fastest growing industries in Nepal related to ancient Hindu sites, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and, of course, mountaineering, especially regarding Mount Everest, which is more accessible on the Nepali side than on the Chinese side. Nepal consists of 125 distinct ethnic groups with 123 different languages, following a number of indigenous and folk religions in addition to Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. The Nepali language, a descendant of Sanskrit, is the most widely spoken language and is the official language of the country. It uses the Devanagari script. Nepal is ranked 142nd on the Human Development Index and 167th in nominal GDP per capita. Life expectancy is 71 years. The infant mortality rate is 24 deaths per 1,000 live births and is on the decline. The literacy rate is about 68% and is rising. Nepal ranks 76 on the Press Freedom Index, which showed significant progress. From 2021 to 2022, it rose from 106th to 76th on that index. So Nepal is a new democracy that seems to be improving rapidly, which is kind of cool to see. So we will start in Nepal and continue our journey around the world. Apparently we're going west today to a warmer country with fewer people. Well, okay, that doesn't narrow it down very much. I have the sinking feeling in my stomach that we are in the Caribbean again. But let's try, let's see, fewer than 30 million. Yeah, let's try Cuba. Not in the Americas. Okay, East. So we are in Europe, I think. Okay. More than 11 million people and a bit warmer? Are we in Africa? Oh, we could be in Africa. That would make more sense. Okay. How about Algeria? I don't know how many people Algeria has. Apparently too many. But we are in Africa. Okay. Southeast of Algeria. Sudan. No, also too many people. West of Sudan. I'm in the right region, though. West of Sudan, fewer than 30 million, but more than 11 million. Mali. Close. More than 20 million. East of Mali. Okay. So between Sudan and Mali. That should narrow it down to the only possible one, which is obviously... obviously is... definitely a country I can think of off the top of my head. Niger? Bam! Yes! I remembered what was between. Oh, Chad is also in there, but I got the right one. I feel good about that. All right. So, we will learn more about Niger tomorrow. I have the feeling it will involve a lot of colonialism. Interestingly, I actually was very interested to find that Nepal was actually never colonized. I thought that was kind of cool because so much of Southeast Asia and the Middle East and Africa was. Anyway, yeah, let me know how you did. Drop a comment here or on today's Wordle video, which is linked in the description below, with a suggestion for a starting word for tomorrow related to Niger. And I will see you then for the next Countryle.